Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and my channel is Making with Marilyn. Now on today's video, I'm going to make a DTF shirt for my husband. We went to Michael's last weekend. They had Bella canvas shirts on sale, so he picked out 4 colors. This is what I'm going to use for today's video. I'm going to print a DTF image on my Pro Color DTF printer. After I print it out, which I'll print it on this DTF film. But after I print it out, I'm going to use this DTF powder by Yamation. I'll put it on the back side of it. After that, I'll put it in a curing oven. That melts the powder, it dries to the ink, and that's what makes the ink stick to the shirt. In addition to the shirt and what you see here, I'm going to use this butcher paper, a glove, again my DTF printer, and a DTF curing oven. So if you're interested in seeing this process, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. If you do, tap that bell and then select the all notification. That way YouTube lets you know anytime I upload new content. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go over to the printer. I'm going to show you my image printing out. Then we're going to come right back here. Now that the image is printed out, this is what it looks like from the front side, and then the back side has the white ink behind it. That's the beauty of DTF printing is you have a layer of white behind your image. That way you can put it on any color of shirt, tote bag, whatever you want. All right, let's go ahead and add the powder. I always like to use a glove on the hand that I'm going to use to get the DTF powder out of this container with. Now, the DTF powder did not come in this container. I cut the label off of it. It comes in a bag, and then I just put the label on this container. It's a container that I got at the Dollar Tree store. I have a little condiment cup in here, and then I just pour a generous amount of this powder on the back side. So this ink is still tacky. I wouldn't call it wet per se, but it is very tacky. And so as you spread this powder over the ink, it sticks to the ink. Now I'm going to rock this back and forth about 6 times, and I'm going to make sure that this powder covers every bit of that ink. All right, I think that has good coverage, so I just lift it up, let the powder fall off, and then I just tap it. Now at this point, this looks like a fine sugar on the back of this. So that's why the next step is we're going to go over to the curing oven. We're going to put this in the curing oven, and then when it's done, it's going to be a nice backing to stick this to the shirt. Now I'm going to cure this at 120 degrees Celsius for 150 seconds. Now you might think this is a waste because there's so much powder on here. It's really not a waste at all, because I'm going to put this right back in the container and I can use it next time. Now I've already pre-pressed my shirt. You want to pre-press your shirts whether you're using vinyl, rhinestones, DTF, because you want to remove the moisture in the shirt. Now I'm putting this on the back. So I found the center of the back by folding the shirt and then putting a press mark there. And then when I looked at another shirt of my husband's, I measured how far down the image on the back was, and it was about 5 inches. So that's what I'm going to do. Now the other thing is I'm going to find the center of my image by putting the two sides of the image together. So not the two sides of the paper, but the two sides of the image, because the image might not be centered on the paper. And then I'm going to put a little crease just in the film. It's not going to be in the ink, just in the film. Okay, so just by eyeball that looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and measure. And it's pretty close. Let's just move it up a little bit. Now, you don't have to use heat-resistant tape, but because I'm going to go ahead and put my image in place here and then turn around and carry my shirt to my heat press, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 pieces of tape on this. Now, after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and heat up the heat press to 325 degrees. I'm going to press this. Then I'm going to let it cool all the way off. All right, that looks good. All right, we're going to let this cool all the way off. After it's cooled off and I peel this off, I am going to put a piece of parchment paper on top of it and then put it back under the press for about 15 seconds. Now I let this cool off for about a minute, then I picked it up and I waved it in the air. We do all kinds of things to try to speed up the process. Let's go ahead and take the tape off. Oops, I accidentally peeled it forward just a little bit. And then let me turn this around and let's see how it turned out together. Oh, that looks really nice. Tim is going to love that. But there's one more step. For me, right now, this feels very smooth, kind of shiny, kind of plasticky. I want this to really get down in the fibers of the shirt. So I'm going to use this parchment paper, press it for 15 more seconds, again at 325. Now here's the final shirt. Look how gorgeous that is. I think these colors together are beautiful. Tim actually came up with this color scheme, this design, everything by himself. Now again, I would not skip that final step because now it does not have that shiny plasticky feel at all. You can feel it on your shirt, but it feels more like a screen print at this time. Let's look at it one more time. So thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time in watching the video. And until my next one, bye-bye. Now I really